Hello and good morrow to you. Today I'm here with an Asfine V126 vacuum filler. Sorry, and Bill, obviously, my pelican friend. Does that ever get weird? Asfine V126 vacuum filler in the amber finish. These are not a million miles away from looking like a Pilot Custom 823, but not quite the same. But you get the idea there, yeah? So I'm going to ramble about the little bits and pieces, all about the pen for a little bit, and then I'll ramble about some, subjective thoughts, and I'll do a writing sample in there somewhere, and we'll look at some size comparisons, all that sort of stuff. Ready? Good. Right, cap band, you've got Asfine V126 engraved on the band there. You've got a clip which does look a little bit like a Pilot clip with that ball on the end, and it is not too stiff, quite usable. You have a transparent cap. It is not my favourite thing in the entire world. Spoilers. You've got a nice clear translucent finial above the cap, the clip unit band thing. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of this technical stuff. Down the bottom you have a turning knob for the vacuum filler. You can see the vac rod in there, obviously a translucent barrel, bit of ink slushing around in there, little ring there to separate the barrel from the turning knob, and cap unscrews in about 1.5. Then you've got some nice smooth threads here, minimal little step down, non-intrusive section which tapers down for a little flare out as you get to the nib, which is a steel gold in colour, medium Asfine nib with a plastic feed. The nibs for these come in extra fine, fine or medium, at least that I could see at time of recording. So, vac filler, obviously you unscrew with a decent amount of leverage. It's not that, it's perfectly serviceable, it's just I was at a stupid angle. So you unscrew that, you pull that out, vac rod comes out, you push it back in slowly, in the bottle of ink, and boom, ink, yeah? You also have, so the vac rod will seal the barrel from your feed and nib. So in the closed position, you're going to have basically whatever you've got in here to write with, which isn't insubstantial. You could get a few pages out of that and stuff. But if you want a free-flowing and wetter experience, slightly wetter experience anyway, you can just unscrew that as I have just done, and that will unlock the little gasket, and your ink can flow through there, and you can write until the world ends. Might not be so that long, actually, thinking about it. Right, yeah, does it post? It does post. Like so. So it posts nicely, securely, and doesn't back weight, really. It's a bit long for me. I find that perfectly comfortable in my hand unposted, but your mileage will vary, and you do have that option. So as I mentioned, this is in the kind of amber finish, as an amber clear. You can get these in a few different things. You can get like a blue frosted finish, a white frosted, and a black frosted, I want to say, and just clear as well, just clear, transparent resin, plastic, whatever you like. I will say the resin does feel very nice. Feels, I don't know how you quantify it really. I mean, I'm no plastics expert, but it feels substantial. Not to say heavy, but it just feels nice. It's well polished, it's well finished, especially like this finial up here is like a little hunk of amber. Obviously it's not amber, it's plastic, but you know, or resin, whatever you like. But it just feels a good quality. You can, you know, if you grab hold of some cheaper like demonstrators and things like that, it feels like, I don't know, you kind of differentiate it between plastic and resin, I suppose. I don't, you know, there's nothing scientific about that at all, just like in my head. Something feels plasticky, I think it feels thinner, maybe a bit more delicate, prone to a crack or something like that. Not saying these won't, but it feels well made, it feels well put together. Even stuff like the threads, just really smooth. That cap closure is really nice. And you've also got a, you see like where the nib seals off there, where you screw it into. Thingy little ridge, just as the nib goes in there, that seals it off into that bit to prevent dry out. So the cap's transparent. It's not my favourite thing in the world, if I'm honest. On the Pilot 823, although the cap is translucent, there is like a nib section liner, cap liner up here, which is opaque, so you can't see the nib. Because if you can, and it's a good example here, the nib does not line up to the clip, which bothers me, and you can't make it do so either. Might not bother you, but it bothers me. I did see, I think it was Doodlebud, possibly. You can unscrew this bit and then move the clip around, but I did do that, and then I discovered, if you bear with me, because I've just moved it, there is a little indentation there for where the clip goes, if you can see that. So if you do that and then screw it back down, you've got like a little gap and it doesn't slot in perfectly. So you can do that, but you can't really do that. So hang on, put it back now. Yeah, we go. So yeah, you can do that. I did that, and then something wasn't right, and then I discovered what wasn't right, and then I put it right, which means I can't have the nib and the clip right. Yeah? Right. Good. A handy feature though is this section does unscrew. So you can unscrew the section, maybe to lubricate your gasket with a bit of silicone grease or something, or just to make cleaning easier, or even to syringe fill it with an eyedropper, I suppose. If that was your bag, you could do, but certainly makes like you could stick a syringe up there, give it a flush out with water, maybe make cleaning a little bit easier. That sort of bag. Yeah, good stuff. Right, shall we do a quick size comparison? Yes, let's do that. So for a quick size comparison with some other pens, I'm going to need to zoom out a little bit. There we go. So what we have is the Asfine V126 next to some other Asfines. So you've got the P50, the P36 titanium, and the P80. These should be coming up in a review soon-ish. They are currently being road tested. Not on the road, although I do have to go on the road to get to work, and that's generally where I test pens for durability and bits and bobs at various points throughout the day. On the other side, we have a Torsby Eco, we have a Diplomat Excellence A2, we have a Jinhao X159, just vaguely representing the size point of a Montblanc 149 as it's a familiar pen, and a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande. Measurements of this pen are as thus. So you've the capped, uncapped, posted all in millimeters, as is the barrel girth and the section. So the barrel just up here is your 13.1, and then I just measured it before that before the ring that separates the barrel from the vacuum turning knob. That is about 11.3 just there. Section 11.2 up here just before that ring, and then tapering down to 10.1 before that little flare out there. All the weights are in grams. Now this is inked with a good little portion of ink there, so give that a gram or so's play. Rough guide, right? Good stuff. Shall we do a writing sample? Okay then. So shall we zoom back in a little bit? Let us do that. See, this happens when I play around. I'm gonna have to get better at all of this one day. Stay there. Sorry. Should I cut when I do that? You know? Maybe. Still not right, is it? There we go. Right. So here we have... So I'll write with the thing closed because I just opened it a minute ago anyway and whatnot. So here we have an Asfine V126 with a medium Asfine steel nib. And the ink is Robert Oster. Brandy. It's a very nice ink. From their drink series. And I was torn between the brandy and the whiskey. Buying that one time. Someone said to me, get the brandy. So I got the brandy. I really like it, but, you know, I want the whiskey as well, which is currently sitting at my dad's because I accidentally sent a Cult Pens order to my dad's after sending some Christmas presents to his house for the kids at Christmas. You don't care about any of this. I'm just saying. Robert Oster brandy, yes. So let's see what the Quick Brown Fox is up to. Turns out he's up to the usual. This is a gorgeous nib. It's smooth as glass and it's nice and wet without any pressure. Just exactly how I personally would like a fountain pen nib to flow. Let's do it quicker. Very nice and keeps up fine. As I say, you can just open the back up there if you want a nice smooth wet flow. But if you're just doing a few pages, I mean, look, that comes out very, very nicely. Like for wetness, very nice. It's not, it doesn't gush, but it does lay down with like no pressure. A good line on the page. But yeah, I mean, obviously you're going to put a little bit of pressure on when you're actually writing, but you know what I'm saying, yeah? Line variation. You can squeeze a bit out, and obviously you squeeze some more ink out there as well. Yeah, a little bit. It's a lovely nib, this. So yeah, you can squeeze out a little bit of line variation. Go easy on it though. I'm hesitant to press it too far because I don't want to screw this really nice nib up. It's not flex or anything, but you can, you know, do a little tiny bit should you so wish. Reverse. Does do it. You get a couple of words out of that. You get finer line, extra fine. A little bit scratchy, but not too bad. So yeah, very, very nice nib. so far on my kind of Asfine exploration, I have experienced a lot of nice nibs. As I say, I'm going to have further reviews of Asfines coming up soon, because I've kind of gone on a little bit of a spree collecting up some of their new releases, and then a couple that I hadn't got around to getting from a while back, so they'll be coming up soon, I'm sure. This nib's absolutely superb. Obviously, maybe I just got really, really, really lucky, but this is what's in front of me. So the price point for these are around about £30. You can get it a bit cheaper or a bit more expensive depending on where you're getting it from, like Amazon or Etsy or eBay or AliExpress. The usual ports of call really generally seem to have it. You've got those different finishes I mentioned and 3 nib options. Does come or can come. So some of my Asfines have come with a wrench, some haven't. I think this one did. It's kind of like a multi-wrench thing, so it does fit this, and it fits a couple of other like Asfine piston fillers as well. It's quite a handy little jobby. I don't have it to hand because, you know, I'm not that well prepped. I love this pen. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. So, I don't know, I've been kind of underwhelmed, I suppose, by a few things recently, and I just thought this would be perhaps a little bit too small for me. Small, thin. It's not even thin. I don't know. I just thought I wouldn't be that bothered, and I love it. It's really good balance in the hand with that vac rod up the middle there. The feel and the smoothness of the resin is very, very nice in my hand. I really like that. I'm not generally bothered by like having a large ink capacity, but when you've got a nice, smooth, reasonably wet nib, like I have here, it is nice that you've just got a ton of ink there that you can carry on writing with. So this is actually on its 2nd fill since I got it. And it just so happens it goes really nicely with the Robert Oster Brandy. I think that's a very good match here. But yeah, it just clicks with me. I think the performance of the nib really helps. I've not had any bother with it. Any skips or hard starts, goes whenever I want it to, unless obviously I forget to unscrew my gasket. And then all you got to do is open that up and off you go. But yeah, it was a really pleasant surprise. Quite how much I enjoy this pen. Very good balance, very comfortable section as well. I usually prefer slightly girthier sections, but it's just like that little lip there just fits very nicely where I want to put that. It's a good distance from the paste, just sits really nicely in the comfort zone in my hand. I'm very impressed not only with the build quality and the nib, but also just the balance as well. It just feels really, really natural. I don't have to, it's one of those pens that I don't have to think about how I'm going to hold it. I know it sounds stupid, but obviously I use a lot of different size pens, and sometimes I have to think about my grip and how I want to hold it, and etc. And this I don't. It just slots in there really naturally. I'm very, very pleased with it. I can't really say a lot of bad things about it, other than like just those personal things that I mentioned earlier. I wouldn't mind a cap liner there, or the nib to line up with the clip, one of the two. It's about it, really. There's not a lot else that bugs me. I can't think of anything. So yeah, really good finds, so much so that I might end up picking up another couple of finishes of this in the future. Yeah, very happy with this one. If you like a vac filler, the nice bit of extra ink capacity that you can then lock off from the nib against leakage and stuff like that, this isn't. This is a very good option, and it's not going to break your bank. So yeah, hope you enjoyed some of this. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.